Hi, I'm RandomTrashy, welcome to the channel. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update on the kit that I'm running for 2017 and give you guys a generic loadout. A lot of you guys have asked for Milsim orientated loadouts. I am doing a full series on Milsim and that will be back on the channel. I will be dropping the first part of that really soon if it hasn't dropped already. Just going through the kit, I'm going to go through head to toe exactly what I wear. This kind of generic out on the ground kit, I'd wear this to a day-long skirmish if I was out just doing some direct ops. At a Milsim. Obviously, if we had some direct taskings, if there was stuff around OPs, dependent on the weather and the terrain, this kit might change up a little bit, but pretty much this is what I'm going to be wearing. I'm going to go head to toe and take you through what I carry in my pockets, bits have in my bag and stuff like that. So on the top, I've got a zero fucks hat. This is just to keep my head protected. Always like having some type of head protection on, and I also carry with me at all times is some sort of beanie or something to cover my head. This is an Arcteryx leaf, lightweight thermal beanie. Moving down from there, I do have my comms, which are Racal in-ear comms. I will go through them in a little bit. Then I have a Shemag. This is just from eBay. I got a really big sheet of it, cut it in half. I've absolutely soaked this in insect repellent as well because I do a lot of games that are rural, especially when it starts getting warm and at night. When the mosquitoes start getting around your face, it's really nice to soak something like this in that insect repellent to stop anything from biting or chewing your face while you're laid down. Another good thing with the Shemag as well is that if you do just need a little bit of face protection, you can pull that up around your face if you are doing any tight CQB and you're worried about getting the end of a gun stuffed in your face as you're breaking the door or something. It's just good to have a little bit of protection from that. Also gives your neck a little bit of protection. Moving down from there, I've got the Clawgear combat shirt. This is in multicam. I'm also wearing the Clawgear Raider trousers. If you are interested in both of them, there are full reviews back on the channel. Moving down from that, I've got the Warrior Assault Systems Recon plate carrier. Absolutely love this plate carrier. I've been using it for years now. It's really comfy, absolutely stores everything I need. Fits my body type really well, nice and comfy over the shoulders. Even with a really big heavy gun hanging off it all the time, it doesn't really cause me any stress. And I don't get any pressure over one shoulder or anything like that. So it actually snugs the body really nice. Moving down from there, I've got my Garmin 401 on my left hand side. Sometimes I wear that around my wrist, but to avoid it getting bashed about too much and to get some nice accurate readings from it, I try and keep it up here and it stops the movement as much. Really handy piece of kit, something that especially if you're doing rural ops and if you're out in Otterburn or you're out in the valley or anything like that, something like this can be very handy, especially if you're working off six-figure grids. Moving down from there, I've got a generic PPT. This was from eBay. All of the internals have actually been rewired and the connector's been rewired over to a Lemo connector. And you need the Lemo connector because I run Racal Frontier 1300s. They are an active bone conducting sound cancelling in-ear headset. So what you can see with these is they literally go over the top of my ears and in the side of my ears like so. And you wear them over the top a little bit like you would wear Shure headphones. They sit in your ears like so. And they actively, with the unit on the back, will block out any noises that are instant and over 98 decibels or something like that. So if a loud bang goes off near you, you just pretty much hear white noise or like a slight fuzz, and it takes any damage or potential of damage away from hurting your ears. Also, it means I don't have to run a mic. So as soon as I pull in that PPT, I can talk, just with my normal voice or even with a hushed voice, and the rest of my team can actually hear me, which is really nice. Also, I can have two channel comms, so I can have one channel in one ear and one channel in another, and then, dependent on the radio setup you have, then you can communicate with both. I have mine set up for a single channel, and I use that with a Baofeng. So the connector needed to be changed over to a Lemo connector for these to work. I really like having these, although they are rare and very difficult to get hold of. You do find the odd pair on eBay, but obviously means you're going to have to convert your radio and everything over to a Lemo, which is not easy. So that setup goes down on my back, so it stays completely out of the way. The radio is round on my left hand side here, and I just run that in a Warrior radio pouch. Moving down the front, I have my little single LED Viper light here. So it's probably not that bright in this environment. Runs off a single AAA battery. Had this thing since I started Airsoft. I've used it in tons of different environments. It's been absolutely awesome. I will not let it go. And then just coming over to my left hand side here, I've got just a large flick knife. Now this is not always essential for me to carry. but I do have it on me at all times just in case there's an emergency and someone is injured or hurt or anything like that, and you need to use that to cut them out of their clothing, or just to inspect a wound or anything like that if anyone is seriously hurt. Moving down towards the front, I've got a triple Warrior Assault Systems M4 stack across the back, and then on the front I've got the quick release mag pouches. These have got like a rubber lining inside them. Again, there is full reviews on all of this kit back on the channel. Absolutely love these. If you need to get to a magazine quick, they literally just slide right out, but at the same time, if you're running around, there's enough friction in there to stop them from moving around. Run 5 magazines on the front, obviously, when I've got one in the gun, and this is empty and the gun's not loaded, so I'm just going to stick this in here. Gives me room for my speed loader. Normally I transfer one of these out of the back and stick the speed loader in one of the ones out the back just to stop it from getting damaged. Normally the one in the middle at the back as well, just to stop any damage from that. So just going to flip this up and put this back in here. So that's pretty much the rig on the front. Again, my weapon, and this sometimes changes out, but this is my Tokyo Marui 4160 Dev Gru. Now there has been a few changes to this to standard. I've swapped the bird cage flash hider off this to a real steel one, and this is much better fit for the suppressor that I sometimes run on the gun. I've got a Magpul 45 grip on the bottom of there, and that suits my grip perfectly. So on the left hand side here you can see this small little pressure switch, and when I'm holding the gun, although I can't really get it into my shoulder correctly here, you can see that my thumb can come up to that perfectly. That thumb pressure switch works the GMP Dbal that's on the top, and that works my IR laser, and that's only really used in conjunction with my night vision. On top I've got an M4 comp style scope. It runs off of a AA battery. Really nice. I've bashed this about a ton and it hasn't lost zero. Nice really light red dot in here as well, nothing too bright. I have only used this down on setting 1 just so that there's a really dim red dot in the middle. Obviously if you use that too bright at nighttime circumstances, you can see it from behind the gun. It does give off a bit of a glow. Absolutely love this 416. It's an absolute monster. For a low FPS gun, it's just mega accurate, really reliable, and obviously with the recoil shock and stuff like that in there, works incredibly well. I've got that slung off of a Warrior single point sling. I have it quite low, so I can almost bring my arm round if I need to, and also I have my pistol round here as well, so all this movement round here with the gun slung quite low, it's out of the way, out of my cheek line, and if I do need to go to my pistol, I've got it in the Warrior Assault Systems universal pistol holder, and here I've got my H&K Smith & Wesson M&P 40, and it's a KWC replica of that. As you see, I've had the barrel changed. I've also got a barrel nut on the end of here so that you can put a suppressor on it if you need to. Really nice to access, just with that tucked a little bit further round out the way. Gives you lots of movement and gives you a nice narrow profile as well if you are moving in and out of buildings, through doors or anything like that. So that's nicely tucked away. On my left hand side I've got a few grenade options. The furthest one round, I've got a GR20. I'm just going to pull that out. As you can see, there's no load or anything in there, but this is my CQB tool. There is nothing else as really I've found as reliable and works as effectively, repeatedly through CQB environments as the GR20. Absolutely love this thing. Next one round, if we are using smaller, doing smaller games or anything like that, I do like this. This is the TRMRE1 from the guys over at Concept Tactical, and I've just got the short base on the bottom of here as well, so it will only take one reload at a time. I do kind of like using the shotgun primers in this, but I have been using the 12 gauges as well, dependent on where we are and what ops we're doing. But I do like the shotgun primers in this. Again, very easy for me to be able to access them. On my left hand side, I can drop that gun to one side, get this out, give it a twist like so. That is now a live grenade, and that can be posted into a room. Both of them come in really handy. Obviously the quick access for both of them is really key. If you do break up on a door and you do know that there's people within that room that you need to go in and attack, get into these really quickly is something that is quite handy. So having both of them readily accessible to my left hand is really good. Now the next pocket on from there is one of the Warrior Assault Systems single holders. This is actually for a pistol mag, but what I have in here is my multi-tool. And this multi-tool is really good for reloading if you need to do anything out on the guns in the field, just for any you know, weapons issues, malfunctions, anything like that, then that is always really handy to have in there. So I'm just going to close all of that back up. So that's what I have around my belt. The belt is a Warrior Gunfighter belt with the adjustable panels, so you can move these panels around or anything. It's very modular, and also it goes down to a real small size. I'm about 29-30 inch waist, so a lot of the belts, when they get down to that small, especially if they've got a cummerbund around them, they are a bit tight in the middle, whereas this one fits perfectly. Now I'm just going to unclip my gun just so it's a bit easier to get into some of my pockets, and I'm just going to take you through some of the other stuff that I always try and carry on me. In my left hand pocket here, I've always got, this is a waterproof pad, and I've got a pen as well, and this is just always for note taking or anything like that. If we're getting any comms coming through, anything that we need to pick up, any observation stuff, then that's always handy. I always carry one of these as well, and this is a Pelly head torch. I really, Geller head torch, sorry, really handy, nice bright LEDs on here as well. You can have a strobing function. You can also put a cover across the front of these, and this will give off a nice red light. This has been really handy for me in a few situations where we've had to go white light, where there's been people injured, or potentially where we've you know, gone out of game zone, or we've ended up off the beaten path. This has been really handy. I sometimes wear it around my neck. But you know, if anything does happen where you need to get some white light on, one of these is really good. It also means your hands are free. So if someone does get hurt, injured, caught on barbed wire, that sort of thing, you can throw this on and not have to worry about holding a torch. So I'm just going to stick some of this stuff down on the floor. On the right hand side, sometimes carry spare battery with me, BBs and all that sort of thing. On this right hand side, I've got a military specification compass, and I've just got a Surefire torch here as well, that's really nice and bright, just in case, again, you know, you are looking for something out on the ground, you need a signal for help, anything like that, that torch is going to help. There is always a ton of other stuff that you can carry on you, whether it be, you know, spare batteries, spare BBs, speed loaders, rounds for, you know, your ammunition, and also for your grenades and everything. Now I do run this day sack as well, as you can see, it sits over the back. This is the Warrior Assault Systems helmet cargo pack. So a lot of the time I do have this out on the ground with me, and I just run the shoulder strap version. I don't molly it into the back of the vest, and I will explain why in a minute. Very easy to get this off. I just have the chest strap going along underneath from where my plate carrier is. Undo that buckle if I need to, and it's very easy to then throw this backpack off. Nice and loose, the way that I rock it, it just means that I can get it on and off nice and quick. Absolutely love this pack. There's a full review of this back on the channel. So if I open this top section up, in here I've got my FMA Maritime lid. I'm just going to throw this down on the ground just for a second so that I can take you through my helmet setup, which is what a lot of people have asked about, and this is the FMA Maritime. I've got the extra padding kit in here just because I hate wearing a lid. No matter what, I can never seem to get them really comfortable. On the front, I've got a Wilcox dovetail style mount, and I've got an armour sight mount here for my night vision. I've got a Wilcox retainment latch on here as well, which I've just got onto the mount at the moment, but I will put onto the night vision. Got a Surefire replica light on the side, just does red light, does white light and all that sort of thing. I'm just going to put this on. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. This does an IR strobe, it also does white light as well, and then I've got my IR strobe light on the side as well. On the back of here, I've got a counterweight pouch. Inside this counterweight pouch, I've got a couple of pieces of lead just to weigh this up, and I've got a couple of spare CR123A batteries for the night vision. Really solid lid. I do like this. Out of all of the helmets that I've come across, this is probably my favourite. It's nice and light, got the rails on the side, and also you can have that padding kit in there so you can get it nice and comfortable. In the rest of the backpack, really again, it depends on what I'm doing, what our tasking is out on the ground. This can be loaded with a different load of stuff, but always top pocket is my night vision unit, and again that will just clip onto my helmet if I need it, and that's a Gen 3 unit. It's available from the guys over at ThomasJacks if you guys are interested in that. Right hand side is one of these open pockets here. Insect repellent, tape, BBs, batteries, everything goes in here. All the quick stuff that I need to access that I maybe just need to use every now and then. I've got chewing gum, mint, sweets, anything like that goes in one side. And then in the other side here, I've got all my refills for my pyro, and these are all plastic bagged up and kept separate as well, just in case the bag gets wet. So they are always tucked in there again, nice and easy to access. So if I do need to then reload all of that pyro, I can quickly throw this sack off, throw it down onto the ground, and quickly reload all of that pyro up. Another thing that I keep inside here would be hard shell jacket, for example, any water, bottles of water. If I'm running a hydration system, I can put a bladder in here, and spare pyro. I've got a ton of smokes, all the Cloud9 smokes in here. I've got some Cloud9 Mark 5s, all sorts of stuff. I'm just going to grab some of this out of here. This is really a go-to bag for the rest of the team as well, that if I need to throw this down and we lock down a building or a particular place, people can go to this and grab smokes and pyro very quickly and throw them out onto the ground. Again, you know, really generics can be used for a million different reasons. One thing I forgot to mention when I was going down on my legs is the boots that I wear. These are the Solamon GTX 4D2s. These are the new ones. Really got to give these boots a go. You can tell they're pretty new. I haven't really broken them in too much. Before this I was using the Caramore SF version boots, and they were really good for me actually, so I'm hoping that these Solomons do a really good job. So that's pretty much it. Another couple of things that I've just mentioned going down on my plate carrier is I've got the Warrior Assault Systems front dangler here. I absolutely love this thing, so perfect for just stashing away a load of goodies. I've got my outdoor research halberd gloves on the front of here, got a nice big pocket across the front. I normally keep a few little tidbits in there, spare pen, a lighter, and a couple of other bits. Normally I have my pen knife in there and a couple of other little tidbits just in case I need them. Spare batteries for my night vision. I keep spare batteries for all my torches and everything. I've got a little red light down here as well, just a single LED red light. And the reason why I keep it on the bottom of the dangler is so that when I'm taking a knee, if we have a map out on the ground, I can keep the light signature as low as possible rather than having it anywhere higher up on my rig. So hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of pretty much what I take out on the ground with me all the time. If you do have any questions, if you do have any feedback, any comments, anything like that, please make sure you leave a comment in the box below. Really appreciate all the support you guys are giving the channel. If you're not subscribed, you can subscribe by clicking in the bottom right hand corner of this video, just on the little subscribe icon. If there is any more videos you want to see, if you want to see any of this kit reviewed, then please feel free to go back to the channel and you can check that out on youtube.com/randomtrashy. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.